Farmer Dane here. We're going to tell you everything about garlic. What type of garlic you should use, whether you're in zone 3 to 6 or whether you're in zone 7 to 10. We're going to tell you also about how to prep the bed really well so you get that big, beautiful garlic that you're looking for. So let's start with the basics. What type of garlic should you grow? Here in Michigan, because I'm in zone 4, I can use hardneck garlic. So what's the difference between a hardneck and a soft neck garlic? You can see that this is really a hard neck to it. It's hard and it's tough. Now, the great thing about hardneck garlic is it's got a really pungent flavor, so it's very strong. It also has bigger cloves. And by the way, the bigger the clove, the bigger the whole garlic head is going to be next year. When you get a really small clove like this, look at the difference between the two cloves. This one's going to give you a smaller head next year. So I don't plant that. You want to plant the big cloves, you get big garlic. You plant small cloves, you're going to get small garlic. So what's the difference with a soft neck then? The soft neck is going to give you smaller cloves all the time. They're going to be like this size, more of them, but smaller. And it's not going to have quite as strong a flavor to it. Hey, you folks down south, if you want to, you can grow some hardneck, but you got to put it in the fridge. And it's called, I couldn't spell it, but now I have to say it, is virilization. And so what you do is you put it in a cold area for 6 weeks, take it out, and then plant it. So that's what you can do. I'm going to talk about my raised bed. And what I like to do with a raised bed is just disturb the soil a little bit. So I like to turn it over like one time. And the reason is that just to get some air in it, get it aired up. And I'm not going to do the whole bed. I'm just going to do this small portion here. So I've got it turned up. I use bone meal. I like to put a nice sprinkling of bone meal. I'm going to use blood meal. Same thing, nice sprinkle. Not too thick, not too thin. And then I'm going to use my magic ingredient, which is yeast, to get the microorganisms back in. And I put a couple of pretty good handfuls, as you can see. And then when I get through, those microorganisms need something to eat on. And guess what it is? It's good molasses. You can use sugar, but I prefer molasses. And I just kind of sprinkle it in there. I kind of just do lazy eights with it and get it around. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to top this all off with some fresh soil. This is compost that I buy. And I like to put a couple inches of fresh soil every year in my raised beds. It really helps out with the nutrients, and that's what you want, is because what you're trying to do is you're trying to really grow nice big garlic. And I'll use 2 beds. I got one prepped already, so we'll show you that. There are so many different varieties, so you're going to have to kind of pick which one you want. I use German. I just like the German variety. It's been really good here in Michigan. But I'm also trying Music this year because I've heard so many people say, oh, Music is a great one. But what to do is order 3 or 4 varieties, put them in if you're a first-time grower, put them in, know which ones they are, so that next year you can say, oh, I like this variety the best. So what I have to do now is separate all my cloves. And the one thing that you want to do is you want to keep as much paper as you can on the clove so it doesn't rot in the ground. Got a couple small ones, going to set them aside. One of the things I forgot to tell you is that don't buy garlic from the store and expect it to do well. You need to buy it from one of the growers. And the reason is that they put chemicals on there so that they don't sprout. You don't want that. And you don't know how it's growing. If you buy good organic garlic, it'll turn out to be organic. With that I just put in there, you don't need any artificial fertilizer or anything. It's all set to go. So I'm going to show you how I start. I don't start over here because of the round edge on mine. And then I use a 6x6 and I just place them like this. I'll do that same thing, but now I'm going to alternate. So it's kitty corner each other. I want to give them as much space as I can because the more space that I give them, the bigger they're going to grow. Once you get that, if you want to draw a line, you can, and then you can just kind of space them out to go quicker rather than moving it. In order to grow good big garlic, you have to give them space. If you crowd them too close together, they don't have the nutrients to pick it up to make that big bulb. Looks like I don't have a lot going on here, but I'm going to tell you something. I'm going to get 20 pounds of garlic off this area. When you plant this, you want to make sure that the pointed side is up. There's the root side, okay? And what I do is I just go down and I move that aside and put it in there. That's how easy it is to plant. Now, you'll hear a lot of people say plant 3 inches, plant 4 inches. What's the difference? I always plant 4 inches. And a lot of people, they mulch when they get through. You can top mulch if you want to. I don't mulch until next spring because I'm mulching to keep the moisture in. That's how simple it is. So one of the major things you have to do is when you get through is to really water them in hard. We've been really dry here in Michigan, so I'm gonna have to water this extra hard. I'm not expecting any rain for at least another 4 or 5 days. But now that I got a little bit of water on them, let me show you my last secret. It's called Epsom salts. And what it does, it promotes root growth. So I've watered it a little, put a little water. Now I'm just gonna sprinkle some Epsom salts on there. And this will really help promote the roots. And that's what we wanna do. That's about, not maybe in that hill area, half a cup. That's about all you need. Now I'm gonna finish my watering. And that's it. Guess what? Next year, I'm gonna have some great garlic. It's gonna be fun to pick it. And I love garlic. I use a lot of it. I give a lot away to my friends. They love me. It's all organic grown, so it's expensive if you went to buy it in the store. OMGs, I love garlic. I hope you do too. Let me know in the comments whether you plant garlic, what kind you plant in the northern area. I'd really appreciate it. And do me a favor, become my best friend, like and follow.